This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi, Chef KD, and Lindsay Anderson. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K. Taking it easy, Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Veterans Help Foundation. Relief Windows. Experience. Quality Service. Catering Cajun. Creative catering from casual to corporate. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Badron's Cajun Meat, Boudin Cajun Meat here, and we in Gonzales store right now, right down from Cabela.
You smell it? You smell it? I smell it.
Yeah, I can smell.
brother.
I just can't hear.
Yeah, look at Brad.
How we doing?
Brad Morris, come on around here and tell us what we got here.
Yeah, what is your favorite?
My favorite?
What is your favorite?
I like to smoke Boudin.
Boy, I'm in there with you,
That's
Brad.
some good stuff there. I love that.
Yo, you're the man behind the scenes. We watch all the time.
But I got a great team behind me, you know? I got a great team behind me.
And you got a great product in front of you.
Absolutely.
Man, look.
You fish?
I look forward.
A little bit, not much.
Not much. You better get out there.
I sure will.
We
Thanks
do.
a lot, guys.
Thank y'all for all y'all do.
Yes,
We appreciate the food.
Indeed.
Man, look, you want to talk about windy? That would sum up last week in one word. And no water.
No water.
No water. People were fighting
all over. I passed Pontchartrain coming here, and yeah, you see stuff, you see beach you don't never see. You see
400
trees.
yards.
It's unbelievable.
A lot of people went to go
My camp is
fishing.
down. I got to clean up some junk I've been seeing under the water.
It wasn't under the water, was it?
And then it's the wind and the tide both. They've been having a north and a big west wind. I have never seen it blow that long, but this morning it was dead calm. I guess it's calm before the storm because we got some storms coming.
But you know, a lot of guys went down off the Pontchartrain Basin expecting to fish, and they couldn't put their boats in because it was totally bone dry underneath the hoist.
Yeah.
So
we
guys,
got a good fishing report, and the only really good report is gotten off of Ralph Campanille's pier with my godchild's kids, and Mike Devenson went to Lake Bourne and fought that wind and fished some cuts.
But you know what? I figured out you can't see a black cloud at night.
I don't know.
It don't exist.
I ain't the black cloud, but I went fishing at night. I was fishing during the day, and it's just unbelievable. But it's coming back. I think that west wind had a lot to do with it. You know how it affects Delacroix.
You know it. And guys, a lot coming up, a lot in front of us. We got the granddad of all the tournaments. Y'all stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
I made a little trip, too, to the Sportsman Show. It's unbelievable. The people, the crowds were there. Ever since Tony and them moved it back over there, I'm going to tell you what. In conjunction with the one they do.
All I'm going to tell you is they don't do anything but
They pulling them in. I'm going to tell you what. So.
We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Voted Best of Louisiana Outdoors 3 years in a row.
So what are you going to do with this special time? There's just no doubt about it that this is a place where food is created differently from anywhere else in the world because it just couldn't be. We're a culture made up of so many different people, loving ingredients, loving cooking styles, and they're all right here. At the end of the day, that's all.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
we back.
Bud,
With upset stomach, boy, doing good.
first thing I got to do is apologize because I didn't make it Sunday to the Sportsman Show because I got overwhelmed and overheated. More of that to come. But Gary, you were down there.
I was there Friday
Real
night.
quick, just kind of touch base before we hit the video or while we're doing it. What was going on?
Well, it was just a typical Sportsman Show, but it just keeps it better and better every year. Tony and Jack Fisher and them, they put on a show. Crowd was tremendous. I talked to the young guy that making the corks. I talked to George Spivey. Then there's all kind of corks, but George says he was excited. He sold 2,000 corks when he was in Lamar Dixon. He was about to top that. The best first day he ever had. He was all excited, him and his wife. The Crappy Psychic, all the little small people out there were doing the same thing. We're all excited. The crowd was good, and that's just the first day. I saw Tony, didn't get a chance to talk to him. He was running back and forth. Same thing with Jack. I got some pictures with Jack always talking. The big vendors out there, all of them are in there. All of them are the boat dealers. Everybody had boat specials. They had great specials. They had air cooler units. You know, had both specials. They were knocking $300 and $400 or $500 off of these air coolers for your patio, your evaporator.
Right.
It's just the things to see, the typical stuff you see at the Sportsman Show, all your baits, all the bait manufacturers were there, all showing their product. And Pigular, huh?
Puglia,
Oh, yeah.
he brought in Aaron Pierce and that cork.
They were all there. Our good friends at Pure Fishing.
Well, you know what's good business? Tony and them put this together. Now, they don't do it for a charity, it's a business. But everybody that participates in this show comes out ahead. Their product is exposed, they make a profit, and it's just good for everybody because it's becoming, if you're in South Louisiana, you better be part of it.
And they take care of me. I got a pork valve rod right up, and the guard said, "Oh, we waiting on you." So I go right on in.
VIP and celebrity, you want to get Gary's attention,
They
use
don't,
those words.
They don't do it. Oh, I took a lot of pictures with them people. People come up to us and tell them how much. In fact, don't get too big head, but they tell me how much they enjoy seeing you on the show.
Man,
they say you got to let me talk a little more, but they are really.
They got food like this in front of them, it's easy to let you talk.
Talking. So let's go. We have some other news to go on. And by the way, Tony, we'll be looking for you to let us know when it comes to Lamar Dixon too. What a great show. Sorry I couldn't get back there Sunday. We had a little problem.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to be back with a whole bunch of news and just different things for you. Stay tuned. Hey, we've been fishing together for years as you watch the show, but I got my captain's license. I'm ready to take you out to share the kind of experience that I grew up with my family having. Give me a holler, chefkd.com. Don't tell nobody, but we gonna cook and eat pretty good on board. See you soon.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Hey, welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. You chewing now, I get to talk. That's how we'll do it. We pop something in the other's mouth and then we can talk. That works for me. All right, we're gonna start off with our few pictures. Last Saturday, good friend Chris Harbuck sent this picture in. Check it out. Then look, I gotta tell you, I gotta read this like a Cajun. Man, can I tell you that's a pretty hard decision to make? Am I gonna have my community coffee with a donut? Or am I gonna have my Coca-Cola with a lick of Boudin? That's a tough decision first thing in the morning.
That's a breakfast of champions?
Breakfast of champions.
It's a bunch of occasions.
Yep.
That's a good breakfast.
And then your buddy sent us this picture from Grand Isle.
It beat the hell out of oatmeal and grit. Go ahead.
Well, let me tell you something. That sign on the post at Grand Isle says it all. Can I tell you?
The mosquitoes.
The mosquitoes. We walked out the other day, my wife and I, at 3:30 in the evening. We'll go and pray over this little piece of land that we kind of feel led to.
So by you, we ain't had no mosquitoes. They couldn't have stayed. They couldn't have flew in the wind.
I'm telling you, maybe that's the case, but last Thursday, we got covered. I mean, covered. But we got a 50th anniversary celebration, Gary.
Oh, yeah. We know the 50th anniversary is celebrating the recovery of the brown pelican, our state bird, Paradise, Louisiana's bird. The restoration started at Queen Bess Island, and you can imagine Louisiana without a state bird. The brown pelican is in reality, in the middle 60s, pelicans had ceased nesting
that's right.
in the state. In 1961 and by 63, they had disappeared. Now, you know the storms and oil spill affect them, but nowhere like this happened. A lot of that was blamed on DTD, the pesticide, making the eggs thin, the shell on the eggs. So it's a lot of things, but we want to congratulate the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries.
Job well done.
Everybody that was involved in that, Queen Bess and Barataria Bay near Grand Isle. I think we almost lost that state bird. What else can I say? Secretary Jack Montset. You probably wasn't around, you was in the legislature then, but all the people involved.
Well, now you're talking about over 4,000 nests on
15 to 20% of state nesting activity occurred on Queen Bess.
Well, we fished it about 3 weeks ago, and if you get downwind to that island,
woo,
let me tell you, it's kind of like one of them old pogey plants. You know it's there.
Either a pogey plant or a landfill.
Now, on a much more serious note, our heart goes out to the Washington family, because Cadet Emmanuel Washington served in the police force. It was living his dream. He was getting ready to graduate from the Wildlife and Fisheries Academy, did his 2.5-mile run, and collapsed. And unfortunately, he passed. And he left behind 2 young children, his wife. And that brings us to the stories of just, it's hot, we dehydrate easy. I dehydrated Friday, not paying attention. And Saturday morning, first thing I did, I was
I don't
sluggish.
know how you don't hyperventilate and dehydrate all the time. The way you run, I call it.
I hydrate with a high pH water.
What happened the other day?
I had to run and go get some Pedialyte and get a quart of Pedialyte and a bunch of water. But you know, you sent me something on stroke. And everybody's always heard, you know, ask an individual to smile, okay?
I've always heard this. You know, when you got diabetes or you got certain things like atrial fib, you got to be especially careful of this.
Right.
But that ain't just for people like me. It's for everybody.
The person, look, this guy was a little stud muffin, picture of health running 2.5 miles. There wasn't no indication. Now, also raise both hands, but there's a new thing that you can do is to stick your tongue out.
Let's go back on the old thing.
Okay.
What's the word?
Ask them to smile.
What?
Ask them to talk. And raise both hands.
S-T-R.
S-T-R. But now, if you stick out your tongue and it goes to either side as a quick indication, anything like that, 911, get them to a hospital.
But you know, there's a lot of people. When we were coming up, we used to do a trick. Some people can't bring their mouth on both sides. Always. You know, they can't do that.
Well,
some people can't wiggle their ears. Some people can't flare their nose. No, that's on a serious note. That's very important.
Well, I tell you what, pay attention in this heat in the summertime. The heat index over 108.
Lake Charles.
Lake Charlottetown.
Unbelievable right now on Big Lake again. We got another Brad Vincent Reef in Calcasieu Lake, the Building Conservation Trust, the National Habitat Program, the Coastal Conservation Associations. You want to find out, you want to check the coordinates from them, and go to cca.com. And they'll give you the coordinates for all these artificial reefs. Not only these, they're new ones, but even all of them around the coast. So,
well, the great thing is you're talking about 3 to 4 acres. It's not like this little bitty deal that 1 or 2 boats occupy. 3 to 4 acres, it's going to allow for a lot of boats to fish without being on top of each other.
What you got here to check out the picture
Well,
of these
you
ladies
know,
or what?
we've been talking about all these ladies and how good they're doing in the tournament. Well, bud, they had this deal down at Grand Isle. They went to class to learn more about angling skills. So we just spent
Wildlife and fisheries.
That's it. We're going to be home washing
been doing
clothes.
that for years.
Yep.
Okay.
But this is a product at ICAST 2018, just wrapping up, that I saw Bassmaster University posted a little video, and we'll give them credit. We're going to steal it and run it. But look, when you get eyes like we got, it's really hard to thread a rod. Check this out. It makes it impossible to mess up.
Hey everybody, Pete Gluzek, Bass University here, 2000 ICAST, here with my old friend, Kelly Jordan.
That's true. We are old friends, that's right. We've known each other for many, many moons.
That's right. We battled out on the tour for quite a while.
Probably 20 years, probably.
Probably
so.
97 is when I started.
There you go.
Is that when you started?
I started, yeah, right there, 95, 96.
A bunch of
97.
us got started at that time. You know,
20 years.
Yep. I was rookie of the year.
And I'm only 23. Imagine that.
I was rookie of the year that year. Did you know that?
You're still rookie of the year. What are you talking about?
They didn't give awards out back then. It was so long ago. Well, hey, we're here at ICAST, and you're showing me something that I think is super cool. It's a brand new product. Never seen anything like it. Really excited about it. I think our guys at Bass U need to know this product because it's going to help them.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. This is really neat. My business partner and I have been working on this for many years. It's a great idea. It's something we all know that we need, but nobody has ever made this thing. It helps you string your rod, put your line on your rod quickly, easily, reliably. You don't need reading glasses if your eyes are getting old. And if it's dark, low light conditions, if you have any disabilities, we've had some people that have different disabilities that are saying this will be great for me, which just makes us feel great. We're like, that's awesome. But what it is, it's the RTD, it stands for Rod Threading Device. Attach your line. This is demonstration line, of course, bright so you can see it. But there's a little drop shot attachment on the back right here. That's how everybody knows how to use that. Stick it in there, pull it, it's attached to the unit. Then you get the device, put it on your rod, and it goes right up and does all your guys, all the way up. And there you go. Finished it off. You can come top to bottom. Come on down, and that's how we go. You can see it going through every guide just like that. Does a task quick and easy. If you're going fishing and it always happens to me, it's like the last thing I do is my rods, and you're like, oh man, it's 10 o'clock at night, I still got a string on my rods.
Yep.
Headache, get more sleep. If you're out on the water, you're gonna have more time to fish. That translates into more good times and hopefully more fish catches.
I think it's so innovative. I've never seen anything like it. And here's something else that's really cool about it, because this gets me. I get frustrated. You're out in the boat. You broke off, right? And you got to and you're threading. You're going up, and all of a sudden your line wraps around your reel, and you're stuck here. And you got to reach down and grab your reel, and then your line drops right out of the eyes. You got to start over again. Start over again. This is going to completely eliminate that too.
Now, if that happened to you, my phone's ringing. So, if that happened to you in this, go up, and you could drop it, and it's right here.
Just drop it. It's going to keep it right there.
Then you can grab it again.
Hit your bail, click your button, and keep going.
Now, if you yank it too hard, this could happen too. You could pop this bobbin out.
Okay.
And that's pretty cool because I can show you what this is. This is the actual kind of guts of the unit. This is the bobbin. That's what we attach the line to. This is about like 3.2 millimeters. It's not small enough to do a micro guide, but does everything almost micro up to 27 millimeter guides. Big guides like the first stripping guide on your spinning rod, it won't work on that, but everything else in the middle, it zips right through. And if you ever knock your bobbin out, you just put it right back in. Slides right back down the middle, and you are back in business.
All right,
ready to go again.
Now, anything that is in my hand stays in my hands for the rest of the show. But for those folks,
I'd love to give you one, but that's the only one I have.
For those folks at home, everybody's going to want this. When is it going to be available, and where can they get it?
Hope we have it by this fall, October, what have you. And you can check us out at eruptfishing.com and eruptrtd on our Twitter, Instagram, and all our Facebook accounts too. You can check us out there. We're going to get them out as soon as we can, everybody. I hope you enjoy it. And we're working hard to get them out
Awesome.
It's an awesome tool, everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. Here's the deal. This should have won Best in Show at ICAST this year. Should have won. But
Thank you.
It's pretty awesome little product.
Thank you very much.
But I'm looking forward to seeing you next week up at the
right.
Delaware River.
I'm going to be there, man, supporting the kids.
Did
Mike,
you catch any fish when you were at the Delaware River last time?
I think I caught one.
Yep.
One
it can be tricky.
Or two, I think. But no.
Yeah.
It is a crazy fishery, but man, that town is just great people. So excited in what you and what Mike have done for giving back to the community and the kids is. Man, I'm honored to be invited to go to that and look forward to it. Hey, man, great cause. Yeah. It's all about the kids.
Yeah, check it out. It's going to be IkeFoundation.org. We're going to be there fishing. We'll be posting. We'll be doing all kinds of cool stuff. And I won't have an RTD, but maybe next year I will.
Well, go to www.eruptfishing.com and you can learn all about it if you haven't seen it.
Excellent.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Hey, man,
brother.
good. Congratulations. Amazing product.
Thank you.
I'll see you next week.
Right on, bud.
I'm Pete Gluzak, Bass University, 2018 ICAST.
Pause moving and storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Welcome back to H&H Rodeo and Tournament Report, and KD, the Big Daddy, and what we really call the Big Daddy.
Big Daddies.
The oldest and longest running fishing contest in the United States. International Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo this weekend runs between the 26th and the 28th. We will be there. Also, they got the faux pas and grow big as they can get. A lot of people fish them both. They'll be at Venice Marina. We'll be there. I'll be there Wednesday. Chris will be there Wednesday, but Chris will be there Thursday, and maybe we have some other people there during the faux pas.
You'd do better if you had wings. You could just leave Venice and head to Grand Isle.
Yeah, you know, probably faster in a boat than what's going all the way around. But I don't know where the wind might come up or something will happen. But I'll be at Sand Dollar. Butch takes care of me every time I'm there for the Grand Isle Rodeo. We have a room. He feeds me. I don't know if it's cheaper to sleep me or feed me. I don't know whatever it wants for 3 or 4 days.
I'm not going to touch that, but look, here's another. I'm not going to say Big Daddy, but when I was about 6 years old, I won the first fishing contest of this tournament. So if you do some math, it ain't.
What did he get for the littlest fish or being so cute?
Well, I actually caught a bunch of little brim about that big. Daddy found some little hooks that were so little.
What is that? We talking about
East Ascension Sportsman's League Kids Fishing Rodeo. It's going to be August 4th. You can make your plans ahead. Right down there on Highway 74 by Twin Lakes, not too far from my place. 7 to 9 o'clock fishing. Get there, we register from about 6:30 to 7. We register. Food, trophies, prizing. Hey, prizes is just, I say prizing. Can you imagine? Prizes, it's amazing what it is. It's a great time. You will pass a great family event. Lyle and Goose will be out there shooting a bunch of live video for their show, Ascension Outdoors. Now, last week.
Well, before you get off August 4th, I'm also reminding you another big one. They're making a comeback. The Empire South Pass Rodeo.
You're right.
It's going to be down there. I plan on being there one day. You know, they call me. It made a big comeback. It's being popular again. It's also a tarpon rodeo, but they bring in some wild fish. And they also got a freshwater division. You'll see them bringing in bass. You see them bringing in crappie. They bring in everything over there. And the music and the food is outstanding.
Well, you know, coming back, how about starting off? We got the first annual Knights of Columbus Fishing Rodeo at Joe's Landing. Also going to be on August 4th. So, man, look, right behind this weekend is another weekend loaded up with tournaments. You can call Joe's Landing for a little more information. You remember last week, we showed that picture of that unbelievable 700-pound plus marlin. We're like, oh, wow. Well, I got a bigger oh, wow. Look at the check, 612.
That means they brought in more fish than what just
sir.
that big.
And a $12,500 check. That ain't too bad, almost $625 for a day's fishing. Congratulations. Now, Jim and Cindy Bro sent us the results of this little tournament, which is the future of bass fishing.
Yes, it is. And also at the same time as the Sportsman Coalition tournament over there at the Bell River Landing. And see how these kids did. You know that the river's been running up and down. It's falling. But sometimes when it falls too fast. It also makes it a little unstable.
You got that right.
Catch it. Now, the 15 to 18-year-old age group, first place was White Ends Mingle from Pride. He had 866 and 5 bass. Second place was Trace Day, Denham Springs. And these are kids that all came up around me. But now they can outfish it, all of us. And third place was Dawson Andrews and Greenwood Springs, where I live. Big bass, White Ends Mingle. 11 to 14-year-old age group, first place was Bo Landry from Brewley. Second place was Cage Collins from Zachary. These all had 5 fish limits too. Third place was Damon Columbia from Denham Springs. He had 3 bass. Big bass was Damon Columbia with 3.2. 7 to 10-year age group, Branson McMillan from Brewley. And second place, Caden Sellers, Denham Springs. Third place is Noah Roblin. And they don't say where he's from, but I think he's with the Southwest Bassmasters. So he had 2 bass. Big bass was Branson McMillan. Out of the division, Tommy Semino and Zachary. Second place, Will Major. You ever recognize that name?
Man, does that sound like False River? What can I tell you?
It must be a different Will Major. His name was Zachary. I thought Will was from other place. So congratulations. Thank you again, the bros, for keeping us posted. And your buddy.
Well, Tommy Abbott was in third from Greenwood Springs with 865 bass. And Eric Mathern from Walker at 2.5 pounds.
Big fish. Run out of room. Thank you for all your notes. You're doing better. You're going to train me pretty soon.
If they look at us and talk about training.
You're going to do what Don Dubuque and Joe Macalusa couldn't do in 15 years.
Choo-choo. Okay, we're going to choo-choo this train.
I'm going to slow you down from talking too fast.
Oh, boy, I don't know about slowing you down.
Go ahead.
Now, look, the Louisiana Sportsman's Coalition, same time, right out of Bell River, they had 95 boats. Almost every team weighed in 5 bass. So even with the conditions, Saturday was right when that west wind started. They bid good. It got really tough Sunday. But first place was David Creed and David Hunter, 14.99. Let's just call that 15 pounds. Bo Fitz, Jeff McMorris, 13.38 in second. My Rope Bars in third place, Ross and Jeremy, 12.77. Chucky and Randy's son, 5 fish, 12.70 for 4th. Another name that we used to hear in these tournaments is Neil Norman and Trey Haydale, 5 fish, 12.30. But now, you went down there, it was a few hundreds of pounds.
I got to get this name. You said Creed David and Hunter David.
Yeah.
I thought you said David Hunter.
I did it backwards.
That's the way all the Cajuns talk backwards.
Backwards, yeah, it's easy for us. But you know what?
the
Slamboree. You got the Slamboree results right here. And they had a great tournament.
Yeah.
Now,
Slam winners. We'll start off. I'm gonna let you start off with the Slam winners, and then I'm gonna get.
Well, we want to first thank Luke Besselin for sending us all this info, and Eli Bro is a professional photographer. He fishes with Bayou Yaki, but he took some of these great pictures too. So the Slam winners. Here we go.
Thank you, Eli. Thank you, Luke, for explaining to me why all this went on and keeping it.
Why in 72 all this fancy computer stuff don't make sense?
I tell you what, I always tell, I don't know anything from software to Tupperware.
I tell you what, I hope I wear 72 like you do. That's all I can tell you. First place on the slam winners, Cotton Avenue, Bienvenue, 807. Second place, Justin Miller, 6'5". Third place, Wayne Lott, 477. Almost made third place, David Alford with 471. Sean Rustinas, 267 for fifth place.
All right, let me go big fish. Red fish again. First, Kaylin Johnson, 6.78. Second, Kip Robichaud, 6.32. Speckled trout, Jonathan Squint. Vanoy, 5.64. Second, Baby. Shane Curo. You know Curo's Italian. You know, they're all down there in Cajun country, but they have flounder, Steve Lazard, a kayak buddy.
That's a fishing machine.
Two-time national champion. Yeah, with 226, and second was Bill Trahan. Just think, if everybody had the redfish, they just couldn't put all three together in a slam. But those, the guys do a slam, they bad.
Now the leopard spots, you know, the redfish leopard, Terry found at 15 and Matt Carr 14. But how many of y'all have seen Captain Berthelot's redfish that he caught with those spots? I don't know, they got replicas of it everywhere. That's unbelievable.
It's beautiful. But let me tell you this. We also had another tournament. I apologize I couldn't go there. It was a bigger. We got the reports will be coming to you more, and photos will be coming to you next week.
Cheerleader.
We're going to have it. No, not the cheerleaders.
We got that one too. We didn't get
the Coco.
The Coco Classic,
well,
that's right.
That's, you was down there. That's your fault with the cheerleaders.
No, I couldn't go, and they were going to send it. I didn't get it yet, so I couldn't clone it.
With you.
But they coming
Coco
in with those.
Coco Classic will be coming next week. All right.
All right, well, guys, we getting ready to do a whole bunch of fishing reports. Y'all stay tuned. Hey, the only reason we can do Paradise, Louisiana is because we're living in paradise. What can I tell you?
Well,
we'll be right back.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
On this episode of Dockside TV, we're going to break out the matrix crawl, run it on the surface, and we're going to catch different species between redfish and bass. Stay tuned for this great action.
Off of it. I saw that really. I think there was a bass chasing it, and then he came off, and then I saw him and dropped it on him. You saw that?
Yeah. Saw the whole thing.
It's a hammer. Hammer, hammer. All right, what we like to do with these craws is when it gets cloudy like today, just blind cast them, because you're going to catch a lot of bass with them. On this particular fish, I was blind casting. I had a bass following it up. The bass peeled off of it. I looked down, there's a redfish just floating right by me. I moved my rod tip to where it would drag the lure in front of him. Boom, he jumped on it. That was pretty exciting. That has to be a red. Jumped off the bank. If it ain't, it's a big bass. It's not. Red daddy. Keep charging off the bank.
Pretty fish.
Cheaper to keeper. Cheaper to keeper. Is that a red? That's gotta be. Rat red. Oh, rat red. Nope. I don't think so. We will check him. We will check him. I think he's a little short. He actually makes it by the skin of his chinny chin chin. But we'll go ahead and let him go. Well, as you can see, the morning started off hot with redfish action. Our intentions were to simply sight fish, but the clouds covered the sun all morning. It was very hard to see into the water. That's why we started blind casting the matrix crawl. And it's just a very effective way to blind cast a bait because it puts out a lot of good vibration. You can run it under the water almost like a spinner bait, or you can keep it up high on the surface if the fish are active like they were this particular day, and run it like a frog, like a topwater frog. Now what you want to do is we sell both of these products on matrixshed.com. This is our weedless hook. That's the white lightning matrix crawl, which color wasn't important. We just happen to be using white. You get a corkscrew the nose of the lure into the top of the hook where the corkscrew is. Then you're going to simply Texas rig or Tex bow it. You're going to go through the body of the bait, and then you can even rebury the hook like that right there. Now once we got into a few turns in this particular bayou, the bass took over. We didn't catch as many redfish once that happened. It was almost every cast for a good while, a couple of bends in the bayou, and all we were doing was fishing a bite. It's typically 4 to 5 foot of water, but the water was really low due to some west winds. So on this particular day, it was holding about 2 foot of water and a perfect grass vegetation on the bottom, and these bass were coming out of the water and just blowing up the matrix crawl left and right. And it made it very exciting to be able to get the redfish bites along with the bass bites all in the same area. Stay tuned for these clips of the bass just going crazy on the matrix crawl. Did you see that?
Nice bass.
Did you see that sucker come?
Saw that.
He came out the water and grabbed it. Tell me he didn't want that. Tell me he didn't want that. Chunk. That chunk. Oh, there goes a red. Chunk. Oh, fish on. He busted it, huh?
Oh yeah. Nice fish.
Yeah, warm with
That's a
him.
nice little fish.
This is what we're using right here. Swim bait hook from matrixshed.com. Catching green trout. Running it like a frog on the surface. Just like this here. Cast it out, burn it in. Cast it out, burn it in. Them little legs kicking on the surface. Can't resist. Oh, I have one on me. Uh-huh. Try that one more time. Cast it out. Burn. Oh, look at him come off the bank. There he is. Cast it out, reel it in. It's real complicated. Cast it out, reel it in. Well, we used to catch speckled trout this time of year in the Pontchartrain Basin. And nowadays, bass and redfish. Got a mess of both, working on a nice box. He was probably looking for, oh, is that a bass? Oh, wow. No, I got him. Look at that puppy. Look at that puppy. Oh, yeah. That's a bass there, Junior. On that matrix crawl, look at that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dockside TV, catching bass and redfish in the same area. Make sure to go to all of our Dockside TV episodes for all of the episodes using the matrix crawl just like this, especially one called Dockside TV Triple Threat. Until next time, good fishing.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
Hey, we've been fishing together for years as you watch the show, but I got my captain's license. I'm ready to take you out to share the kind of experience that I grew up with my family having. Give me a holler, chefkd.com. Don't tell nobody, but we gonna cook and eat pretty good on board. See you soon.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
I can't imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right?
You ever come to Louisiana?
Hey, welcome back to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fresh and Saltwater Fishing Report. Before I dive into one that I just thought was way too cool, crabs are starting to run around the Lake Pontchartrain area. And I just got a call a few minutes ago. Gary Tigg went out, even this nasty, muddy, low water. He had 12 dozen. He's already at home. So, guys, the crabs
just come back, because on my pier for 2 days, and boys that caught all the crabs last week, they just went. I don't know if it was the west wind, the low tide. The north wind probably blowing more fresh water, but now we get a little southwest wind, or you get a wind and blowing that salt water back in. Crabs, I had 9 in my trap this morning.
Well, you know, I went to the spillway. That water's got back in the good zone. Man, look, the sac-a-lait bite is on. In fact, the guys called me the other day, booked a trip for him, his son, and his nephew. I have no trouble taking you sac-a-lait fishing. It's a lot cheaper than going saltwater fishing. Give me a call. Love to hook you up. But here's a story I just got tickled.
There's not many people got
I can tell you what, you can start at Lake Charles, you end up Mississippi, and go all the way up almost to Shreveport. Ain't much I ain't fished. I love it. But now look at this. Check this picture out. But all right, how good of a fisherman, a pilot are you? We always talk about ingenuity and Cajuns. This is back in 1970. Billy Wurzelow, he owned his own flying service, and they went flying over, you know, down from Tarpon south of the Marsh Island, and a couple of fishing buddies with him. Man, when they flew over the tarpon grounds, they saw tarpon everywhere. They landed in the Gulf. They borrowed a fishing rod from somebody on a boat and a lure, and they started trolling. Now, I can imagine plop, plop, plop with the plane. You're trolling, okay? They catch a tarpon, tied to the pontoons, okay? Fly it back in, and they go back to
You know who
Homer.
we got to thank for some of this stuff they sent us? Henry Mouton.
Man, Henry,
He's
I'm
an
going to
old
tell
guy,
you, we
you
don't
know,
credit all the
whether
pictures.
you love him or not, but I'm telling you what, he keeps
I
up
love him.
what's
He
going
sends some
on.
amazing stuff.
He keeps up what's
He
going on.
puts up with us. We got to love him.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey.
But he's fussing at us about them life jackets. I tell him
And guess
sometimes you
what?
can't.
I'm going to tell you something. You're totally right. I was talking to Dub Noel the other day. He said, KD, he said, you know, I wear my life jacket. I got an inflatable. I don't take it off. I like fishing by myself. But, you know, if something happens to me, I fall in the water, I don't think I could get back in the boat. Man, that was weighing on me the other day. I got in the boat, and guess what? I listened to Dub. Because if I fish by myself half the time, because I'm not by myself, it's my time with God. But also, if I fall in the water, God may not be there to throw me back in the boat. I got to be responsible. Mike McMullen, Thundercork Mike, sent me another picture here. Two of these people had never fished before.
He ain't
200
got no
brim.
Where? Where?
Huh?
I know. He ain't. I ain't
All right.
running it if
No
he
more,
don't say where.
Mike, no more reports unless we know where. You got it?
He ain't got to give his exact spot. He just got to tell us about where he went. And no more putting it on the report.
Now, the
Last
Narcans.
time.
You got the Narcans covered. Let's go.
John Bernard, this is the way a guy does it. He tells you where, what, and when, and he's teaching people. He's taking more people from Lafayette all the way. I don't know where he has so many people. Every week he's sending a picture. John, I love you for it. And I'm serious. KD and I going to make a trip with you fairly soon. We get through all these rodeos and
Once
stuff
we get
going
past
on.
it back to August, we'll be ready.
Yeah, right. And I hope they don't quit biting, but I'm sure you'll find them somewhere. Even if we got to catch them around your house over there, he's coming all the way from the Lafayette area in Youngville or wherever.
He's driving from there to Amelia to make these trips?
Every week.
I did not realize that.
Ain't
man.
he a great mind? Look, Ken Narcan, another one that keeps in touch with us, July 14th in the surf in Grand Isle. He said his daughter, Jordan, and Sunday, July 15th, 75 really nice trout Saturday. They were at Ganteri area with live shrimp, Kakaho minnows, and bouncing matrix, shed glow, and blue moon off the bottom. Now, that's the same thing that the shed rig looking, the matrix, shed glow, and the blue moon, Dudley blue moon, that's what they fishing in Lake Bourne around the rigs. And they were using live shrimp on a different kind of rig. They were drop shotting, but they went to that and they're still catching fish.
You know, when you talk about the drop shot, a little quick tip for you, it works so much better because you got the weight in the shrimp. The shrimp's not, or whatever you fish is not going to get in the rocks, but you use a lighter line from your bait to your weight. So if it hangs up, you break off. You don't break off your bait and everything. You just got to retie, pre-tie you a bunch of little weights on a leader.
You know what's good about the bell type sinkers is that they don't hang up as bad too, because they're different. If you get in a rock, you just shake
And
them.
one of our neat sponsors where we shoot at Superior Bait and Tackle, they got these little leader. They're round, about 8 inches long. You can put up to, I think, 18 liters. So if you pre-tie them, especially with a swivel and a hook, man, I rebait up somebody's line and hook up in 30 seconds rather than 5 minutes.
Like me, I used to get in the shade and tie and retie again. No, look, Ken Narcan and Micah Mesh, Scott Duplantis, they all said it. Now, Donna DeMaio, that's her maiden name. His son, Justin Watts, if you recognize that name, he was one of the national champions in 2015, the Bassmaster High School national champion. By the way, that tournament's coming up in the next couple of weeks. That's where we will raise money to send those kids to Kentucky Lake.
Correct.
So they're going to Kentucky Lake in a few weeks. And we've always placed in the top 5. Last year was a little tough, but one year, Livingston won first, Ascension come in second. They blew them away at Kentucky Lake, so Wilson. Justin Watts, he's so excited he's been on. By the way, he dates my godchild's daughter. So pretty soon that little boy gonna be a cousin.
Well, you know what? Your family might get some
I got
good
all
fishing
my
blood.
godchildren involved. I got a lot of godchildren I'm proud of. He said they went to Lafitte. All three of them were able to catch at least one redfish. They were so excited and pumped. They said, Justin, being in the paper on TV through the years, I know they would be excited to see some FaceTime. Here's our FaceTime. The Watts boys, catch reds, kids' names and ages. Jace 12, Zach 9, and Bentley 7. Keep it up. Keep casting, buddies. Just like our sister show, you keep on casting. Boys all go to Frost School out in Livingston Parish.
All right, check out some pretty snapper coming aboard the Fat Lawyer Doe. Also, look at these two snapper. Those are hammers. But how about this one from Miles Dixon? You think that ain't a biting fish coming in right and left? 6 men, limit of mangrove, 60 mangrove in 50 minutes.
I don't see where.
Huh? They were right out of Grand Isle. They were right out of Grand Isle.
Good.
All right, look at this. Wayne Charpentier, 158.6 pound tuna for the Grand Mile, a Golden Medal Fouchard Tarpon Rodeo. Had a 2.5 hour battle aboard Team Piccola. Last week, that's 2 weeks ago now.
Picciola.
Picciola?
Yeah.
Picciola or Picciola?
Piccolo.
Piccola.
Yeah, that's Piccolo.
Charpentier hooked up with Hunters Caballero Paradise Outfitters for this charter trip adventure. Can I tell you something?
I'm glad
that
they sent it. Hunter Caballero has always fished out of Venice. He's one of the best young fishermen around, especially offshore.
Now you had an
I
experience
got to go
with
back
your
to
family
again. Mike Stevenson, almost like his dad and my dad raised together in Velma, Louisiana. That's in between Amite and Independence. But Mike and I have been friends for years and years. The big guy blew everybody away. I went to Island Marina. I talked to some of the good guys. They caught fish, but they were way down from what they'd been catching. The west wind was tough. They got certain men, Clint DeArmas, them worked out a few fish. Andy and the captain, Andy and a couple of them worked out fish. But everywhere I got, talked to Dudley. Dudley was struggling to catch fish. I didn't get a report back because he was going to the castle. I'm talking about Marcellus Castle, because they report they were catching a few fish there, white trout. You can come back with something. I don't even know if he went because he didn't call me back. That wind was atrocious. It was unbelievable.
A lot of guides canceled. A lot of guides canceled.
It was just unbelievable, and there was no water at my landing. So I don't know what they did, but Mike Stevenson, he took some friends. They had a bunch of them in the boat. Suzanne and Carl Babin and their boys, Brooke and Cooper. They were fishing with Mike and Captain A. Agloni. Captain A,
she'll tell you quick, she is the fisherman.
She can fish, I'm going to tell you what. Lake Bourne, he won't tell me exactly where, but I know he's fishing the cuts, and I knew he got beat up with all them waves. He said them young boys was trying to fish with those live shrimp. They had to change, they put treble hooks instead of tail hooks and everything, and them boys caught on. They could have caught all the bass they wanted. So that's it. Most of them on live shrimp, 29 trout, 14 rays, 11 bass, 4 flounder. That was it. Now, the big deal, my godchild, Casey Campanile. She's living in Atlanta. She had a few health problems, but she drove all the way from Atlanta to fish with her daddy right there in the Wrigley, right down next to Mike Stevenson. I went out there, and I didn't like the way the daddy had him rigged. He was a little bit too heavy. We went a little bit lighter. I caught some bass on all our fishing. I fixed these 3 girls up, and then they didn't stop catching. Some of the redfish were too small. I think they had 1 kid, but you know the redfish will fight. Those kids wore them out, the bass and the redfish, for a little while. It was late in the evening. It got too hot.
Well, you know, you talked to me, what, 9:30, 10 o'clock one night, out there on the pier, and he was squealing. He was more excited than they were to see those kids catching fish.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you talk about
John. But they didn't have the light on that. That was on my pier out. And my neighbor, Miss Dixie, I was over there, and I was using a sacrilege jig with a crappie psychic. Not the glow. I should have had the glow he told me on it. I saw him at the show, but I had the white tail on it. And those little redfish were not leaving around. I must have caught 20, about that big.
That's fun. That's fun.
Well, that's a good sign.
But you know, you mentioned the west wind. Let me just give you a tip. There are people that catch fish, and there are people, that don't catch fish. When they're biting, anybody catches them. You get a strong wind. I don't care where you caught them yesterday. If it wasn't blowing, odds are you may not catch them there. So always pay attention. Fish to leeward banks like, okay, unknown pass. West wind's blowing. When you're in Lake Bourne, the water's going to be blowing out the bait and the stuff because it's blowing from the east, west to the east. You're fishing that way. Just pay attention. Go to live bait when it gets tough, because Herc had a charter the other day. They wanted to fish topwater. 10 o'clock, no fish.
All right, my turn. Can I tell you a story?
Sure can.
Number one is about fishing live bait. One time, Mike Rabelais, rest his soul, was talking at a seminar. He was bragging about Dudley's baits. He talking about how he cuts his teeth. He fishing top water, he working, or he's fishing the Dudley. The old Dudley, the straight one.
Right.
He said, I don't fish artificial bait. Dudley came right behind him, poor thing, and said, Mike, thank you for what you said about my bait, the Dudley. By the way, he sold out most of it, Dudley asked. But he said, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I fish for a living. If I'm fishing in Pontchartrain or wherever I'm fishing, and they biting live bait, I'm gonna have the biggest croaker, the biggest shrimp, or the biggest cockerel I can find. Believe it. Mike, thank you. But
Well,
sometimes you can't beat live bait.
I was with Mike's daughter Marissa the other day and reaching out to Mike. A lot of y'all maybe not remember Cajun Quest. Mike Rabelais, he reached out to me. He was sick one time. Man, come help me do my show. Started me doing this. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna close the show with what Mike said. All right, I'd ask him if he could do something. He'd look at me. He said, hey, a puppy can pull a freight train if he makes his mind to. Mike, we love you. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. You know, that's heritage. Marissa's doing it. Man, if Mike could see that grandson of his, you talk about a little stud muffin, like 6 foot, real man. Bring your kids out.
He killed him dead, too.
Yeah. We love you. We're going to see you next week.
By the way, now, one more question.
One more.
When are we going to bring us some Sac-A-Lait footage?
I went the other day, it was raining.
No, I said when, I don't want to hear no
If you and I can shut up right now,
let's go.
Right on. Love y'all. See you later. You're watching the Paradise, Louisiana. Viewer's choice, 3 years in a row. Let's make it full, and let's go.
Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K. Taking it easy, Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your touchstone energy cooperative. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Veterans Help Foundation. Relief Windows. Experience. Quality service. Catering Cajun. Creative catering from casual to corporate. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.